Here is where we left off with the merchant stand for the medieval challenge, and we're going to move ahead now and do a bit more work here. Alright, so I'm going to select the bench and bring the 3D cursor there. I'll make a couple of little boxes of some sort to hold strawberries and magic plants and stuff like that. So let's just do this and do it kind of quick. Just maybe have just a couple of these things here. I'm going to extrude up, and I'm going to delete that face there. And what we could do is maybe just bring that in like that. No, not that much. Just a little bit like that. And let's select that and bring the 3D cursor there. And I don't know that we're going to see the bottom, but I'm going to bring in another plane, and that would be we'll put, eventually I'll put probably a particle system on there. So let's just take this and push it down. I'm going to scale this globally like that. Okay, let's see if I want to put a bevel on it like this. Let me just see if I smart UV project that and put on wood material here, how it would look if I don't separate it here. Let's go in here, not to that, to this, and rotate 90, and like we always do, pack but not rotate. Let's just see what that looks like, you know, even without applying the bevel. I think that's probably okay. Let's do that for the moment, and then I'm going to select this front face. And in fact, I'm going to take that piece, Shift D, pull it out, scale it down. I'm going to make a hole, a handle type thing, up roughly near the top, but not too wide. And yeah, okay, something like that. And I'm going to extrude it through. I don't know if I separated that or not. I guess I didn't. I don't need that material on it. I guess I do have a bevel on it. I'm going to bevel this by hand. And so I'm going to take these edges here. Did I get that one? I guess I did. There. And Control B and round them out kind of nicely. If I got 3, 4, 5, like that. And I'll make a hole there. So let's select the whole thing and bring the 3D cursor there and set the origin to the 3D cursor and mirror this. Now I'll apply that mirror, and then we'll take this and I'll add a boolean. I'll drag it to the top, leave it on difference, select there, apply. I don't need those anymore. Let's just have a look at this. You know, that kind of thing. And then it's just a question of, do I want to come in here and bevel these edges? I probably will. It might affect the wood. Let's see. And what if I smart UV project it one more time and rotate 90 and pack? Not going to see it up close or anything, but I would have that, and for the moment I'll just take another one and just copy it out there. Okay, we'll put stuff in there later. Alright, the next thing we really want to do is I want to do the covering, the fabric covering up near the top. So let's say we let's say I select the whole thing and bring the cursor there. See if how central it gets. I'm going to create a plane and pull it up. I'm going to scale this in the Y. And what I'm going to want is I'm going to want it to drape over the front a little ways, but I'm going to want it to come further down the back. So extend that out. This will be a little trial and error again. So we're going to have that. I'm going to pull it up. And let's just see what happens if I go ahead with this. Just get this to the size I want, roughly. I don't want it to hit the ropes. See if it was right there, just as a solid plane. Let's go over to the physics tab, put cloth on this, and let's save, and let's press there. Let me get rid of this. Okay, so it goes right through. Let's select the entire thing and put a collision on it and see what happens now. Okay, well, that's not what we want. So what we're going to have to do here is we're going to have to subdivide this. So I want squares if at all possible. So I'm adding some edge loops this way and that to try and get squares. Once I have squares, I'm going to subdivide, and I'm going to subdivide, say, 20 times. Like that. It might be overkill. Let's try it now. Alright, it's hitting. You can see this is folding right under. If we keep it going, it slides right down. Okay, let's make sure we're saving, by the way. So what we want to do is, I want to put a barrier back here and make it as a collision. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to bring in another plane. And I can go here, I don't need it like that. I'm going to look from the side, and I'm going to rotate X 90 and bring this up. And I'm going to bring this, well, we'll try a couple of positions, but kind of flush against there. And I'll make it wider, and I'll make it longer just in case. And I just want it to be sort of right around there. Let's make this a collision. And now let's see what happens with my cloth. Comes down, it hits. Okay, the position's not great there. Oh, and it went through. So, have a look here. You see how it's red there? So I'm going to take this, recalculate outside. And I want to have another look at where this is positioned. I'm going to bring it up and try that. Let's go back to 0. Let's try it again. Okay, not bad. A little bit sharp though. So let's see what we can do about this. Let's hide that for the moment and see where that is. Let's bring it down a little bit, GZ, so we get a little bit of that curve. See how that works. Oh, that's a bit better. But it still slides down. So what we're going to do is we're going to change the friction on this. So this is the collision. Let's go into the collision and look at friction. Let's try 1 and see what that's like. This part I would like a little bit, sliding off. All right, let's try again. But I want this to be, let's see what it was like at the end. The length is not bad there, although it could be a little bit longer. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to scale this in the Y. And let's just try that. I can hide some of this other stuff too for the moment. Okay. Okay. Let's do that again. If I take that and hide that, okay, so I just want to get it so that this piece of cloth kind of comes down and sticks. And I wonder if I had another collision at the front, if it would stop that. Let's just try that. I hadn't tried that yet. Let's bring everything back. Let's copy that. Bring it out to here. Bring it down. That one I'm going to have to flip. Not too bad. Shade smooth. I could probably work with that. And so what I think I would do is, once I was satisfied with it, what I would do is I would take this, and I think I would just go ahead and apply that. So I've got that. Shift H to focus on it. And then do a little bit of sculpting. All right. So let's add, let's try just Control 1. And let's see if we come over to Sculpt. And I'm on the Draw. Let's try just Draw. Let's see what that's like. Turn that off. Okay, something like that. Okay, let's sort of pinch in here and there. Just do something real quick. Yeah. Just make something. Do some of that. We can, let's see, we could do this crease thing. Let's try, where's that scrape? Yeah, like that. This one? Yeah, multiplane scrape, that's the one I like. Just mess it up. I'm not going to see it from the back really. And pinch. Let's go back to Yep. And let's try the cloth brush. Let's see what we got here. Cloth mass drag. Okay, let's see. It might be a little bit strong. A few wrinkles here and there. There we go. I may have to, let's not do that one. Push this down and adjust at that point. Let's say we were sort of happy with that. Okay. I don't know, it looks like it's flapping in the breeze or what. Let's see. Okay, good enough. So let's go back into object mode now. And let's save. And let's bring stuff back. And these, I'm going to, let's find them. I'm going to hide them and take them out of any potential render. This is what I was getting at here. And so what I think I'll do now is I will go into proportional editing. And I will make sure that's on. And just try to pull it out a little bit. Maybe too strong. That kind of thing. Just to get it off there. I think it's pretty good. Now, let's come into the shading tab and create a new material. Let's call this merchant fabric. And this is the fun part, right? And we're going to put an image on here. I'm just going to do Control T and search around for what we have. But before we do that, we're going to need to unwrap this. Let's just try unwrap and see how it goes. Now, I haven't applied that, so we'll see. Let's have a look at some of these images here. That's neat. Okay. Sometimes I don't give this thickness, and sometimes I do. I'll leave it like that, and we'll see what it's like with the thickness on. All right. So you just find these and then play around with different ones. One of my favorite ones is this one here. It just seems to match. And then if you want, you can adjust it here, adding say gamma, and maybe making it a little bit darker, and adding a color ramp down here. Here, let's maximize that. And getting some bump out of this image here into the height. Maybe make this 0.3 just to see if we see anything and if we like it, into the normal. It looks like there's a little bit of, you can see it better here, whether it's too much or not. We could do a test render of that. It's an Eevee. Okay. It's not well lit or anything. Let's have a look at a couple of other fabrics, just because this is the fun part. All right, just to be sick. Yeah, okay. I'm not gonna do that. We could try this. And one thing I should be doing here is, unless I plug something in here, I'm going to bring that up and I'm going to bring this down. I'll show you one of my other favorites, but then you can adjust the scale here. We could go 3 and 3. We'll just go for it. All right, just nice. I'll also, I'm not going to keep that one, but let's also put ambient occlusion on here. Let's just do this real quick. I don't have a real one, so I'm going to use this, and I'll use a color ramp. Plug that in there. I will take the UVs though, and we'll plug that there, and we'll just move this down and add a color, mix RGB in there. Put the ambient occlusion down the bottom. Switch this to multiply and just drag that up a bit. Drag that up. We'll start to get some darkness here. You see that changing. Yeah, let's go for another fabric now. I'll show you another one that is, well, let's try this one. Now, I've got this on 3x3. Let's bring that one back to 1. And you see the texture on that. It might be a little bit much, but let's render it. All right, not bad, not bad. I would probably stick with this one, but I want to show you this one as well. How does that look here without adjusting the scale? Let's see if I do 3x3 again. If it, I do like that one. I'm not certain I like the length of this or the folds, but I mean, it's not bad, and it's just going to be another prop in the scene. So, you know, we'll have to see how it goes. I will show you another couple of other ones though, and to see whether how seamless they are. Let's just check that one out like that. That's cool. Let's switch to another view now and go back. 1 or 2 more. Let's try this one. Maybe. Neat. And back to that one. All right, well, that's what we've got so far. We've got some boxes down here that I'll have to do a little bit of work on, and we've got this fabric on top. We basically got the structure. So what I'm going to do next, I think, is I'm either going to do particle systems for 1 or more of these boxes, and beyond that, I'm going to be bringing this into the scene and looking for a spot, and I may have to do a little bit of landscaping. I may have to create a flat zone and repopulate some vegetation and stuff. We're moving closer, though, to the end of this medieval challenge and all of the stuff that I've got to model and texture. So thanks very much for watching, and we'll see you next time.